Pope Benedict XVI, who passed away on Saturday at the age of 95, remained lucid until close to the end of his life, Vatican sources have said. The deceased Pope's last words were recorded by the nurse who was caring for him at approximately 3 a.m. on December 31st. At the time, he required constant care but had not yet become incoherent. Archbishop George Ganswein, Benedict's personal secretary, told Vatican News, with just a whisper of a voice, but in a clearly distinguishable manner, Benedict said in Italian, "Lord, I love you." I was not there at the moment, but the nurse told me about it shortly afterwards. He added, these were his last comprehensible words, because afterwards he was no longer able to express himself. The Vatican announced Benedict had passed away Saturday at 9:34 a.m. He was 95 years old. The late pontiff's body is currently being held in Mater Ecclesiae Monastery in Vatican City, where he spent the majority of his life post-papacy. On the eve of the first day of Pope Emeritus Benedict's body being available for viewing, Italian police predicted 30,000 visitors. By the end of the evening, 65,000 people passed through St. Peter's Basilica. As the day began, 10 papal gentlemen, lay assistants of the Pope, carried the body on a cloth-covered wooden stretcher to its resting place in front of the main altar. Before the general populace were allowed into the basilica, prayers were recited and the basilica's archpriest, Cardinal Mauro Gambetti, sprinkled holy water over the body. Benedict's hands were clasped, a rosary around his fingers. On Monday, the Vatican confirmed widely reported burial plans. In keeping with his wishes, Benedict's tomb will be in the crypt of the grotto under the basilica that was last used by St. John Paul II, before the saint's body was moved upstairs into the main basilica ahead of his 2011 beatification, Vatican spokesman Matteo Bruni said. On January 5th, Pope Francis will preside over the late pontiff's funeral mass in St. Peter's Square, the Vatican stated.
Meanwhile, thousands of people flocked to St. Peter's Basilica in Italy to pay their respects to the former Pope Benedict XVI, whose body is lying in state ahead of his funeral, as scheduled to take place later this week. ABC's Mike Marza reports.
Hundreds of thousands of mourners have now passed by the body of Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI.
To actually witness it in the grand scale, everything in the Vatican is a grand scale of Christianity, and to see it in person, it's larger than life.
Autumn and her son Kane visiting from Florida, paying their respects as security is getting tighter. Preparations are underway for his funeral mass in St. Peter's Square.
I wanted to show you where the service will take place for Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI. You see all the chairs have been set up right inside St. Peter's Square. Pope Francis will be presiding over this service.
It's scheduled to begin at 3:30 Eastern Time Thursday morning. After it's over, the body of the former Pope will be buried immediately in the crypt of the grotto under the basilica where more than 90 popes have been laid to rest.
He was such an important an incredible man, and especially for Catholic religion.
The 95-year-old former pontiff served 8 years before stepping down in 2013, citing his health, becoming the first pope to retire in more than 600 years. Criticized for how he handled the sex abuse scandal that's rocked the church, he was also a conservative icon. Archbishop of New York, Timothy Cardinal Dolan, is here to pay a personal pilgrimage. Pope Benedict XVI appointed him to Archbishop in 2009.
I think that simplicity, that solitude, the interior life, his study, his prayer, his humility, I think that'll endure.
If you love this kind of content, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. We produce amazing videos with interesting topics in the future that are sure to interest you. You can subscribe now and hit the notification bell. Mystery Code.